Good morning, JD Naja. I'm going to put on my Rams hat. Go Rams. My hats are all messed up because I get dirty. My hats get dirty and then I wash them and they get all bent out of shape. Go Rams. So today we were in, the first video was Master of Assemblies. Master of Collections. Words fashioned like goads nailed onto the words of truth. Let me read it. How's it go? The words of the wise are as goads and as nails fastened by the Master of Collections assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. The word assemblies there doesn't mean congregation. That means people like me that have collected the ability to know the book, Master of Assemblies. I can put this shit together. I know the story well enough that I know where the pieces go. And to try and teach the Bible, come on, man. Ephraim Padaroff, P-A-D, Padaroff, Ephraim Padaroff, Rabbi Ephraim. You guys need to go check out his channel. He will teach you some shit about the Bible that's true, that's not some nonsense. He actually looks at both sides of the story. So I found out last night, I was listening to his 5th message on Edom. We went into Edom recently. I come at it from a little different angle. I want to know who these wicked people are. I'm not really worried about where they come from. He goes into the history of the peoples, the races, and the nations that could be Edom, Russia, Russia, China, China, red, Edom means red. Esau, Edom, red. But Rabbi Ephraim was talking about how this is interesting because we went into this a few days ago. These are the things that I collect. So we were talking about Sukkot, right? We were talking about Jesus' birth was probably on Feast of Tabernacles. Because he came into a body, he came into a tent. A tabernacle, your tent, your house, your tent, house, tent, tabernacle. And how on Sukkot they bind together 4 different types of trees, branches: palm, myrtle, willow, and citrus. So Rabbi Ephraim, last night I was listening to him, and he was talking about in 1,000 years ago. Right now there's 2 main types of Jew. There's Sephardic and Ashkenaz. The Sephardic Jews are of the south, and the Ashkenaz are of the north and east. Ashkenazi, you know? The Khazars. But 1,000 years ago, I didn't know this. There was 2 other subgroups of Jews And one of them was from France. That's my background. I'm French. My name's Deloach. And so this one famous rabbi, you'll have to listen to the video. He studied with the Ashkenaz, but he didn't claim Ashkenaz. He claimed French. And so I'm starting to get verification because I've been looking and looking and looking going, aren't there French Jews? Well, I know there is because that's who I am, but there's no record of it. There's not a big record of it. The French pretty much secularized their society, and through the intermingling, we lost, or I didn't know the history. There was four branches of Judaism in the 1100s, in the 1200s. Probably probably went back further than that. But I have a connection to the Persians too, so I'm not sure if my people were originally from Jerusalem, and then we went to the east. We went with the Persians for a while, and then from there, my people went back north and west. The Ashkenaz were Germany across the top. Those are the Ashkenaz. The Sephardic were Spain, Morocco, and then he was talking about another two subgroups. One went to France. And so I thought it was interesting that the Sukkoth, the Feast of Sukkot, I don't know how to pronounce it. Sukkot. People say it different ways because it's such an old word. That's the interesting thing about the translations. That's why there's certain ways that I would say it that other people might not say it because of my background. I come from the French, so the language of the French. There's a lot of words that come out of the French dialect. But anyway, the four branches of the trees of Sukkot, that's probably the correct way to pronounce it, Sukkot, Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles. It's interesting that there was four branches, and there was four branches of Judaism at one time. I didn't know that. So you got to be humble. You got to want to learn, or you don't. And so the last video I was going into, you got to be like a little child. You got to be willing to listen to God and then follow the lead. He's told me a lot of things that I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still not sure exactly where my Judah, Benjamin, my Jewishness. It's fun as hell and it's fascinating, but little by little it gets revealed. I've been looking for the French connection. I've been looking for the French connection to Judaism ever since he told me I was Benjamin. I'm like, how could I be French? There's not a lot of French Jews, is there? And I looked and I'd look and there would be little hints and this and that. And he waited all this time, 20 years. And last night he told me through Rabbi Ephraim, this guy knows his history, that there was a branch where this famous rabbi, forget his name, I should probably study that too. I'm always studying. And it doesn't matter if it means anything to you. I got to study for me. And that's why I think people have a hard time on this channel. They're like, what the fuck? What are you talking about, cracker? Talking about me, man. Talking about God. Anyhow, so that was really interesting. I found out there is a very hidden group of Jews that went into France and into those areas where my ethnic background through my father comes. So anyway, we're in Ecclesiastes. I just wanted to finish out. I wanted to tell you guys that. Watch the video. It's called, his name is Ephraim Padarov. He has a Russian name. He's Ashkenaz, or I don't know. I think he's Sephardi. But Padarov is more of a Russian. The Ashkenazi are Russian Jews. Like my ex Melanie, she's Ashkenaz. She has that blood. She's actually. See, I think my people. The blood genotype isn't considered Jew. For some reason. Because it doesn't have that Sephardic Spanish, and it doesn't have that Ashkenaz. It's another subgenome of Jew. The two branches that we're not real familiar with anymore. So it's not part. Could be hidden for a reason. Anyhow, these are the things that churn around in my fucking hamster wheel. But as time goes on, the truth gets revealed to me. The Lord gives it to me slowly, because that's the way it is when you're a child. He can't lay it all on you. You can't get it. Remember your Creator. This is Ecclesiastes 12. Remember now thy Creator in the days of your youth. What's the Bible do? It says the same things over and over again. Be like a child. Be like a youngster. Remember now the Creator in the days of your youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when you shall say, I have no pleasure in them. Do you think there was times when I didn't want to study? I didn't want to know? Evil times? When I was out in Niger, that was me. In my youth, I didn't care about truth. I wanted to be the king. But I know now I'm not going to be the king. I'm a prince. I'm just a servant. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, 4, sun, light, moon, stars, 4. Adonijah was the 4th son of King David. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. That's where we're at right now, brothers and sisters. There's no grain to grind. great millstone is grinding weeds. They're not grinding out grain. They're not making bread. They're making weed stew. They're making tare stew. These black Hebrew ignorants and a lot of the other churches, they're just grinding junk. No one's singing the right song. The music is all fucked up because we have people like Matt going, yeah, Jesus was born on Passover and I'm King David and J.D. Nisha's a child molester. Fascinating. Utterly fascinating. And when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden. That's what these guys are. They're eating me up. There's too many of them. The internet is full of grasshoppers. Fucking locusts eating up every fucking good thing that could be coming out. Crowding out anything good. And desire shall fail because men go to his long home and the mourners go about the streets. Am I sad? Yeah, I'm sad. So are a lot of other people because they're like, what am I to do? Most of you aren't going to be able to sustain. I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but most of you aren't going to be able to sustain. There's nothing about God that interests you enough to build up your spirit. It just is that. Chosen ones, you're the best. You're gonna rise up. That's why all these people are against you. These people that are out here saying these things. That's not true. There's not a lot of chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. Chosen ones. Everyone has that on their fucking lips, and it's a lie. Most people are going to get trampled. I'm going to eventually get trampled. Why? Because there's no knowledge of God. Hosea says it. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Or ever the silver cord be loose, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Everything's torn back, people. The cisterns don't hold water. The bread box is full of crumbs. The silver cord is loose and you can't hold your pants up. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not going to kiss your ass. I'm not going to tell you something that's not true. We're going to get trampled. We're going to get stomped. It's coming. So I'm trying to build you up, get you ready. Be ready to humble yourself and take your beating. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. That's the rapture. Your body's going to die and go back to the dust, and your spirit's going to go up. It's not going to be everyone disappearing. We're all going to disappear and go dance on the clouds and have a big kumbaya and be forever with the Lord in the clouds forever and ever. Bullshit. Bullshit. You're going to die like a man. You're going to die like a beast. Your body's going to go back to the earth as dust, and your spirit's going to go back to the Lord. And you better be ready, because you're going to get judged. What are you going to get judged for? For picking up homeless chicks in the alley? For not picking up homeless chicks in the alley, for not caring about your brother, you're going to get judged for more for what you don't do than what you do. Some people are going to get judged for what they do because they're doing wickedness, like these black Hebrew niggerites. They're purposely being wicked. He designed them to completely go into delusion and get just stomped. He wants to stomp them so hard, he's making them lie. He's making them manipulate. He's making them ridiculous. Vanity of vanity, said the preacher. All is vanity. What's he saying? You're fucking prideful. Humble yourself. No one's going to judge me for what I do. Good luck with all that. He's the judge.